There is a specific way a cat acts when it is being loved. The back arches, the eyes close, the tail hooks at the tip. It is a language of physical touch. At 10:03 a.m., Jasper was doing all of these things. He was standing in the center of the living room rug. He was pressing his side firmly against the air, leaning his full weight into a hand. That was not there. Elena was 5 miles away. Her phone was in her hand. The notification on the screen read, "Person detected," but the room on the screen was empty. She turned up the volume. Through the tinny speaker, she heard the deep, rhythmic purr of a happy animal. Jasper rubbed his cheek against the void. He stepped forward, winding his body around a pair of invisible legs. This was not a glitch. A glitch is static. A glitch is a shadow. This was biology reacting to a presence. Elena's fingers trembled. She didn't call the police. Not yet. You can't call the police on a ghost. Instead, she swiped to the event log. She needed to see the pattern. The timeline was full. Yesterday, person detected 10:05 a.m. Tuesday, person detected 10:02 a.m. Monday, person detected 10 a.m. Every single day, exactly 5 minutes after she left for the train. She clicked on Monday's thumbnail. The video played. The living room was empty, but the camera's AI had drawn a green bounding box, the kind used to track human movement. The green box was hovering in the middle of the room. It drifted from the hallway to the kitchen and back to the rug, and Jasper followed it, trotting behind the green square, meowing at the air. The realization hit her like a physical blow. This wasn't a one-time break-in. This was a routine. Someone or something was waiting for her to leave just to come out and play house. Back in the present, Elena switched to live view. The green box was gone, but the presence remained. Jasper was now on the couch. He was kneading the cushions, purring at the empty seat beside him. Then Elena saw it. The physics of the room broke. The cushion beside the cat began to depress. Slowly, heavily, the fabric wrinkled. The foam compressed, sinking down as if a weight of 180 pounds had just settled onto the sofa. The indentation was perfect. The shape of hips and thighs, invisible but undeniably present. Jasper climbed onto the depressed cushion. He curled up in the hollow of the invisible lap. He closed his eyes. Elena couldn't breathe. The intruder wasn't just walking through her home. They were getting comfortable. They were sitting on her furniture, in her safe space, enjoying the morning sun. Panic is a strange impulse. It makes you want to assert control. Elena hit the microphone button on the app, the two-way audio feature. Her voice, distorted by the cheap speaker in the camera, boomed into the silent apartment.
Get out. I can see you. Get out of my house.
The reaction was instantaneous. Jasper jumped, his fur puffing up, his eyes wide. He looked at the camera lens, confused by the disembodied voice of his owner. But he wasn't the only one who reacted. The indentation on the couch didn't lift. The weight stayed there. But Jasper's ears, they swiveled. They didn't turn toward the camera, where Elena's shout had come from. They turned toward the empty space right next to him. The invisible sitter. Jasper's ears flattened against his skull. He hissed at the empty air, then scrambled off the couch and ran under the coffee table. Silence returned to the feed. The cushion remained depressed. Then, the camera feed began to glitch. Not the normal pixelation of bad Wi-Fi. This was different. The colors inverted. The timestamp in the corner froze. The audio spiked. A high-pitched screech of static that sounded almost like a breath being drawn through a wet cloth. Elena left work. She ran to the train. She called the police from the station. When the officers arrived, the door was still locked. The windows were still latched. There was no sign of forced entry. No footprints on the rug. The cushion on the couch had popped back up, smooth and unwrinkled. They told her it was a draft. They told her it was a software error. They told her the person detected feature is notoriously buggy. Shadows can trigger it. Curtains moving can trigger it. Elena moved out 3 days later. She broke her lease. She left the couch behind, but she kept the camera. It's in a box now, unplugged, buried deep in a closet in her new apartment. Sometimes she thinks about plugging it in, just to check, just to make sure the new living room is empty. But she doesn't, because the scariest part wasn't the invisible man on the sofa. The scariest part was looking at the log one last time before she unplugged the device. On the day she moved out, at 10 a.m., there was one final notification. Face recognized, unknown user, and a thumbnail of a face looking directly into the lens, made entirely of static. We build our homes to keep the world out. We install locks, cameras, and sensors. But we forget that walls don't just keep things out. They keep things in. Tonight, when you turn off the lights, listen to the settling of your house. Look at the way your pet stares at the empty corner of the room. And ask yourself, is the room actually empty? Or is the camera just not advanced enough to see who is sitting in the chair?